Hey, what's up everyone, this is MugenLord here, and today we're going to talk about the Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls closed beta that just happened over the weekend. But before we get into that, if any of you guys who are just here, new to the channel, and don't know what I'm talking about or what's been going on, I guess I'll bring you up to speed of everything that we accounted for when it comes to this title leading up to this closed beta. For starters, the state of play where this game was first announced a couple months ago had got me extremely excited. If you haven't been there at the live stream, but I know a lot of you guys have witnessed it and how hyped and excited I was on this announcement. Like, I did not expect that Arc System Works would have the license and do a fighting game based on the Marvel's IP. Like, oh my god. And you know Arc System Works, they know how to pump their DNA into these games, especially when it comes to the art style and the art direction they like to go, and how creative if the designs of the characters in general, and also of course its gameplay. So the fact is that Marvel's doing it, it brought up the question is, okay, what's going on with Capcom? Are we not going to get another Marvel vs. Capcom? Then we'll definitely discuss that in a whole different other video, talking about Marvel and Capcom's relationship, and also Marvel and now Arc System Works relationship. But yes, after this game was announced, I said, man, I need to get my hands on this game. I have to play it. And then long and behold, not too long after that, we get an announcement that they will definitely be doing a closed beta for it. And this is my time. This is my chance to actually get a chance to actually try it. But of course, if you've been here on this channel, you already know how closed betas always treat me. I never really get into these closed betas, no matter how hard I try, how early I sign up. And I know it's at random that they pick them, but man, you will figure, like, when it comes to probabilities, at least I should have the chance to actually get into these. So sad to say, even after signing up on it and everything, I did not get into the closed beta. And in fact, I wasn't the only one at the time. Some of the big content creators and YouTubers didn't have that opportunity to be able to get into it because of Sony and their, I guess you would say, their play testers program. And because of that, it was only assigned to your PlayStation Network ID, and only very seldom that people had gotten into it. And plus there was other criteria that you had to meet on top of that. So this left out a bunch of people, except for Maximilian and Justin Wong at the time. But this has spread like wildfire because people was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And the fact is that, you know, you will want the people within the fighting game community and people who play fighting games and the target audience that the game is actually supposed to be for, to be able to get their hands on it to pretty much display the game at its best. Or if not, just people start asking questions, hey, like, what do you think about this game? And those content creators or those professional fighting game players can give their thoughts on it and stuff. So it was kind of baffling how they just messed that up. But then over the weekend, starting especially when Saturday morning came, a lot of people woke up when it to codes. And you can thank people like Wolfamonger and many other people who pretty much to go out and then spread the word about what's been going on as far as the codes are concerned. And I think that's Sony, because you can't really blame too much of Arc System Work, because Sony, this is a Sony's exclusive, and Sony is handling most of the promotion, advertisement, and everything like that. So this is a Sony exclusive title. Sony put a lot of money and backing into it. So this kind of falls on Sony fault on the majority aspect of this. But then my brother Strike, my brother Keo, they woke up to the codes. They actually got codes to the game, except for me. MugenLord still didn't get any codes. So it kind of sucked. And, you know, it was kind of like irritating. I'm like, man, everybody around me is getting codes but me. But luckily, I have brothers. And what my brother DX Strike did, he essentially just booted up his PlayStation Network account on my PlayStation 5. And I was able to get access to it. So I had the opportunity to be able to play Saturday evening once I came home. And this is where we get to the crust of the video, which I've been waiting for, is what are my thoughts when it comes to Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls so far when it comes to the closed beta, since this is a game that I'm super excited about. So to make a long story short, I will just give the short note of it. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But yes, I do have some gripes about this game. I think there's 3 major gripes that really gets to me the most, and hopefully they I wouldn't say fix it, but hopefully they tone it down just a little bit. But I don't know. It's baked into the system of the game itself, so I doubt that'll probably happen. But a man can wish. So we're going to dive right into it right now. I got into Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls using my brother DX Strike account, and I actually got a chance to be able to play. Now, everything was broken into sessions when it comes to the closed beta itself. So there's certain time slots that you'll be able to play, and that was another problem that people had, was because of how bad Sony screwed up, which means people only had a day, and not even a day and a half to be able to play the beta because of all the screw ups. So what Arc System Works and Sony has done, they gave extra time for people to be able to play, and I was able to slide into that session slot to be able to play. So for starters, I would say this: trailers are one thing, but actually seeing the game in action, I would say, man, I'm even more like excited about it, actually playing it and seeing it on the screen itself. The game runs smooth, fluid, the animations, the character designs, and everything is just awesome. It's like a comic book popping off the screen itself, especially seeing my favorite Marvel characters like Captain America, Storm, and of course we have Star-Lord, and also Miss Marvel, and also Doctor Doom. And in the beta, we had available only 6 characters, which means you're going to start seeing like duplicates on teams. And like I mentioned before, you'll see characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Miss Marvel, Storm, Doctor Doom, and Star-Lord. Those are the 6 characters that were available. So as I said before, you're going to see some overlap and mirror matches most of the time. But it's a closed beta, so they're not going to give you everything. But I think what's kind of like stupid to me is that we didn't get Spider-Man and also Ghost Rider that was also in the trailer itself. I mean, it would have made everything even out. You would be able to see more variety of teams, in my personal opinion, when it comes to the actual closed beta itself. And you know that everybody wants to play as Spider-Man, and to not put Spider-Man in the closed beta is a head scratcher to me, but I digress. As we move on, yes, once you start the closed beta, you're pretty much put into a tutorial to show you how the controls work and what does what. Your symbol moves, your tag assist and the directional assist, and also how you be able to do your impact to knock them into the next screen transitions. So it pretty much explains the mechanics of how it essentially works. And I will say this: when it comes to the controls, I just want to get this out of the way. I was never really a fan of Arc System Works controls. I think their control setups are just horrendous in my personal opinion. And it got worse, especially when it comes to Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, is because now they added more buttons. And I think the issue that a lot of people are now having, especially people who play on an arcade stick or fight stick like I do, is the fact is that now you're starting to have more buttons. Because you have more buttons, you start to have these weird type of button combinations, and now you start to have this weird hand position, because now the buttons are coming all the way over to here right now. And the thing that really gets me the most is when you're trying to do your super, for some strange reason, the super is mapped with 3 buttons: triangle, circle, and then you have R2. So these 3 buttons, you have to press these 3 buttons right here. These 3 buttons you have to press to do your damn super. And it was driving me nuts trying to get this super, or try to put my finger in a certain way and position it. It just felt uncomfortable. So I pretty much had to make macros in a sense, where you have medium and heavy, and then you have the your unique button in a sense, and you click those, and I was able to do my super like that. But man, it was really messing discombobulating in my head, because I'm trying to learn the game, and on top of that, trying to figure out these controls. But this is a history of Arc System Work. I never liked their control layouts. I just always thought they were horrendous. But essentially, yes, you have your light, medium, heavy, and then this is your teammate button right here, and you hold it down in order to tag your teammate in, which is the X button itself. And then of course, tap the direction, and the X button will give you the different assists and everything. So yeah, it was just nasty. It was just, oh my god, the controls is just, ugh. I can go on all day. I could probably make a video about that. But yes, Arc System Works controls setups was never really my cup of tea. But they just make pretty damn good games, and I just can't get enough of them. But let's move on. So yes, I decided that when I go into this game, because I talked in my previous video that characters that I'm looking forward to playing was mostly, like I said, Iron Man, Captain America, of course, Miss Marvel. They were the 3 characters, and the game gives you 4 characters because it's advertised as a 4v4. But we're going to get into how they pretty much was able to, I wouldn't say misadvertise, because it is a 4v4, but it's more so play like a 1v1, but with assist added into the mix and everything. And for me, in my personal opinion, I like it. It actually suits me and my play and how I play. Is because when it comes to versus games, it's really a lot of character management, party synergy, and everything like that. And if one of your characters die in a traditional versus game, you got to bring in the next character. Now, imagine where if you're a person who's not really, you have strong points when it comes to characters. Your primary character is probably one of your best characters. You love the character, you know the ins and outs. The second character, you're pretty good with the character and everything. But most of the time you have a 3v3 fighting game, most people only use the third character as more so because they have a great assist or whatever like that. But for me, my third character was never really my good character, or a character not really too familiar with, and not my best character. But now you add a fourth character into the mix. 4v4? What the world? 4v4! When it comes to Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, that's another character that I have to learn. But because how this game works and its mechanics, yes, it's a 4v4, but everybody shares the same health bar. And you only start off with 2 characters at the beginning, and the goal is to assemble your team by either grabbing and throwing your opponent for your other teammate, your third teammate to come in, or you do pretty much a stage transition type of attack to stage transition them to the other stage, other portion of the stage, and then your fourth character or third character, or whatever characters that you have left, will come in, and now you have a fully established team. And the whole goal is to take advantage of your team, assist and everything like that. But when each character jumps in, it also increases your life, and it also increased your assist meter, and also your super meter at the bottom. So it's important to try to see how fast you can get all remaining 2 of your tag team members into your party, so you can assemble and complete a complete team. So you pretty much, your arsenal, your toolkit opens up more. But the fact is that since they share the same life bar, you do not have to play with all the characters. You don't have to worry about it. So it's not like if a character dies, the next character jump in. No, whoever your leader character is, when they die, that's the end of the round. So yes, when it comes to this game, there's 3 matches, or 3 rounds. There's 3 rounds per match. So that's how they do it. So yes, in a sense, yes, it's a 1v1, but it's a tag team. And I love this for the fact is that as I was playing with Captain America, Miss Marvel, Iron Man, and even Storm herself, there was times where I'm put in particular situations where I'm like, damn, like, I'm not really good with this character. Like, one of the characters, like Miss Marvel, I really wanted to play Miss Marvel, and I'm still going to try my best when the game come out to learn the character. But it always happens, the characters that I want to play never ends up being my play style and everything. So when I know that Miss Marvel's like my weak point, I'll never have to use her. I will just use her for her assist, especially since she has long range. So I'm calling her out, and she's stretching her arms and punching the opponent and everything, and it just works out that way. So I'm still utilizing her, but I don't have to switch to her. So I find that aspect of this 4v4 tag team to work for me. Now the thing is, when you tag, you have a tag meter. So you have to be very conservative with it and know when to tag in and out when it comes to this game, because once your meter runs out, you can't not even use assists. You can't even tag them at all. So you have to really keep that in mind. So it still pushes that emphasis that this is a 1v1. You only should call your assist, or you call your teammates in for setups and to actually protect and safeguard your leader character, so you can be able to tag in your other character whenever you feel is the right need to fill it in. Now the thing is, you still have an incentive to switch characters, because of course each character brings in different tools to a particular situation. So now you have these particular matchups that, hey, this character plays better against this character. So now you have better matchups now. Since it is a 1v1, like since it plays like a 1v1, now you have these matchups and everything. Say, okay, this person calls Star-Lord out, or okay, I will call Captain America out, because my Captain America plays way better and well suited for Star-Lord. I'm just making up, an example for you guys so you can get it or whatever. But that's how it works now. So yes, you do have an incentive, because I know this one opponent that I played that I just could not do. I had a hard time playing against this one particular Captain America, but my God, he could not deal with my Miss Marvel. I called Miss Marvel out, and for some strange reason, he would just choke every time I would bring out Miss Marvel. So I would just stick to Miss Marvel for that particular situation. So I think this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see how it's going to work on a more professional level when you got pro players playing and switching in and out, and what reasons they have for switching in and out. But you also have this soul transfer type of switching where you can call an assist out, and if you hold the assist button down while that character is out, you see the soul jump out and jump into that character, which means you take control over that character, and you can constantly keep doing it unless you have until all your meter is going, so you can be able to call them out. So there's a lot of situations that you could pull off on this, and I would say I enjoyed my time with Captain America. Captain America was like my primary character. He got the job done, and I enjoyed every last aspect of the character, and he does not play like Marvel vs. Capcom at all. And I also wanted to tell people that do not walk into this expecting for this game to play like Marvel vs. Capcom, because it's not a Marvel vs. Capcom game. It's not made by Capcom. It doesn't have Capcom DNA. This is an Arc System Works Marvel game. So you got to keep in mind of Arc System Works style of gaming, like, Dragon Ball Fighters, or BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, or Guilty Gear Strive, or even BlazBlue in general. You gotta think about those gameplay mechanics and how they pretty much took certain aspects of each of these different type of Arc System Works games and pretty much put them together to create their brand new Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls game. And I enjoyed every last aspect of it. Now, another character that I enjoyed too was Storm. Now, you know my history if you familiar with my channel and what I talk about with Versus game. Storm was never a character I could play at all in the Versus games. Like, her playstyle was just not for me. But my God, I love how Storm plays in this game, and she's more like a mid-range type of fighter, because when she attacks, she got little whirlwinds that come out, so you can be able to just space out how you do your attacks and everything, and then you just go crazy with the combos. And then she has the weather effect. She can leave like a glacier ball, so you can pretty much position and control space. Like, she's good at controlling space and setting things up on the screen and stuff, so you can be able to just turn the tides of the match into your favor and make the opponent play your game and everything, which is also pretty cool. And then, of course, as I said before, Miss Marvel, I love the character. I enjoy the character. It's a character that I'm just not used to playing. I'm not used to the elastic characters like Dhalsim in Street Fighter 6. Never my playstyle. The long, stretchy characters like Spencer from Bionic Commando and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 series, was never good with Spencer as well. So Miss Marvel, I just love her design in this game. They did a good job, because Miss Marvel is a character, don't really care for it, but Arc System Works did a good job, and I want to play the character, and she is freaking powerful. She takes so much damage. Her super takes a lot of damage. That's why when I was fighting against Captain America, I made sure to always combo into a super, or if I had my other primary character like Captain America, when it's time to do my DHC or my switching into other supers of my other characters, I made sure to bring her out right away, because her super takes so much damage. She is a heavy hitter. She is no joke. And then, of course, Iron Man. What can I say? I think this Iron Man is much more fun compared to Marvel vs. Capcom's Iron Man. He has a lot of tools in this arsenal. He's able to actually hover and fly in the air, like similar to Storm in this game as well. And how he plays, there's a lot of things you could be able to pull off if you know how to actually use his hover. And he also has like an 8-way type of dash. The only thing about the 8-way dash, you can't attack out of the 8-way dash like you do Capcom games. But his flight itself is where he's dangerous at. And then he got his repulsor blast. He shoot these homing missiles too, that also makes it dangerous for setups, because you can shoot the homing missiles, then also call out your assist to bring on that pressure, and all kinds of other mix-ups that you can bring into the situation. But I enjoyed those characters. Now, I didn't play Doctor Doom, and I didn't try Star-Lord, because this was a closed beta. You don't have much time, and trying to spend most of your time trying to figure out characters, by the time you actually get into the groove of things, the closed beta is over. So I just stuck to Captain America, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, and of course Storm herself. They're the only ones that I stuck to in this beta, because I want to at least try to get an understanding, and I still didn't really get much of an understanding because it didn't have any training mode, so you're learning on the spot. So you're trying to figure out the game while trying to play against opponents, and I ran across pretty good opponents too, so that also made it a struggle, on top of the arc system work and their funky control layout, which always gets me and baffles me and everything. But let's move on to the cons. I mean, I would say there's like 3 major cons for me, in my personal opinion. But it's not enough to say, hey, I don't want to play this game. But it's enough to say, man, this game, it makes the game very irritating. Now, the first con, and is one of the most important cons to me, I would say this is the obnoxious auto combos. I think auto combos and the simple combos in this game is more obnoxious than any other of the arc system works, or just the easy combos in general ever since it was introduced. Because the problem with this game is that you don't have push block in this game, and since you don't have push block in this game, you can constantly keep pressuring, and then because you have auto combos, you have a lot of mashing going on, and because they're auto combos, mashing, just one hit confirm can just lead right into a full string combo. And the thing is, damage is not reduced, I believe, when it comes to the auto combos. So they're treated like regular combos without any of the barrier to entry at all. So that means you have a lot of newcomers that would come in and just mash and take the same amount of damage as someone who does the normal inputs in the game, because there is normal inputs in the game that if you want to do normal inputs, but there's really no bonus, there's really no upside to doing it. So there's no incentive to doing it. So if you also a good player and a pro player, you're going to take advantage of those auto combos. And that's the problem with this whole entire simplified thing. I wish it was an option for me to just not use it, because I found myself also auto comboing, but at the same time, the auto comboing is so effective in this game, and it leads to so many dangerous opportunities in this game. I think this is, to me, I just think it's stupid to me. I really don't like it. And even when it comes to auto combos, when your character is like comboing somebody, and if the opponent is like falling out of range, it would actually lock you back into position so you can continue the combo. And even a person like me who benefited from it, I didn't feel good about it, because there's a time where I won a couple of rounds, and I only won is because the auto combo locked me back into position to be able to continue the combo. Like, I deserved to drop that, but I lost on the other end to opponents where they did the same thing, where, hey, I could have actually escaped this, but I couldn't escape it because the auto combo locked them back into position and locked me back into place for them to continue the combo. So I don't really like that aspect, and I understand they're trying to bring in more casual players to be able to play this game. And since Marvel is a huge property, they want some of that Marvel money. They want that Marvel audience. So Marvel has a big audience, and they want to try to get as many people into it as possible. But yes, you get into a situation where you just have button mashers, and because the auto combos, if you have a person who just happen to mash, they can mash right into a combo. They can mash right into a combo, into an assist, into a super, or whatever situation they want to bring up. Now, yes, I know that they have like a simple cancel, but their simple cancel also relies on your hero's assist meter, and if you run at that, then there's nothing you can pretty much do about it. So pressure is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy in this game, because if you play against a person who's really good at this game, and constantly keep pressure on you, what can you do? Like, if you run out of meter, you can't do anything, so it's just constant pressure. And what makes the pressure even more ridiculous is because of the auto combos itself. And there's like no like high risk, high reward. It all equals the same, whether you use simple combos or not. It gives you the same amount of damage and inputs as somebody who does actual natural input motion controls and stuff like that. So I think that's the thing that really upsets me and bums me about the game. And then of course the stage transitions. The stage transitions are pretty cool at first, but after a while it gets kind of repetitive. And I said this in my previous video as well, that after a while I start getting tired of it, because you know, if it's a mechanic that's based on how you get your teammate, you're going to see it a lot, and you're going to get into a lot of transitions, which means you can keep seeing the same animation over and over. I understand that Dragon Ball FighterZ have it, but I noticed in Dragon Ball Fighter, you know, you don't really get the transitions as much as in this game, because that's part of the mechanic. So there's a lot of going back and forth, seeing the same areas. So that kind of got like tiresome to me when it comes to that. And of course, as I said before, the button loadout was just something that I just don't like when it comes to this. And now we're getting more and more mechanics added to the games, which means you're using more and more buttons. And if you're an arcade stick player like myself, it gets kind of uncomfortable because how many more buttons can you map? Now you gotta use the outer part, the outer buttons of your controller, so it just feels awkward. And you can tell that what they're doing is they're more so building these games with simplified controls and all these extra things just to satisfy the controller players. This is more so built for a controller. This game is built, these newer games, especially with these simplified buttons and also with the auto combos, these are built for the controllers, because also you also can be able to put more things to pretty much cover everything that you're trying to cover on this without it feeling awkward like an arcade stick with, you know, how button positioning is. But other than that, man, I enjoyed every aspect of this game. Marvel Tokon Souls, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully that these guys give us another opportunity to be able to play the game once more in another closed beta or in even an open beta itself. We know the game come out next year. I think it comes out spring next year, so that could possibly mean March, around my birthday. Or if we know the history of Arsenal work, what they did with Dragon Ball FighterZ, I believe Dragon Ball FighterZ came out in February, so it could also come out in February. We don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what characters. It's been a minute. We haven't really seen any character reveals of new characters just yet, so hopefully we see some new characters, because Arsenal work is going to be at Tokyo Game Show. I think it's this month, I believe, or next month. I think it's this month, correct me if I'm wrong. So hopefully we actually see some more characters, and hopefully we get like at least 2 at the minimum, and the maximum see 4 new characters. I'm hoping this roster be pretty big, or at least 30 or 32 characters for a game that's a 4v4/1v1. But that pretty much wraps this up. This is pretty much my overall thoughts and opinions of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls closed beta, and I'm looking forward to play more of this game. And then on top of that, I'll upload at least 1 match or 2 or whatever. If that's something that you guys want to see, let me know in the comment sections below. But overall, I'm excited for the game. Like, I'm looking forward to it. This is a game that hopefully I'll take and pick up and just be my main fighter moving forward. But other than that, this pretty much wraps everything up. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe button for more gaming content and Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls news here on this channel. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.